This is Ryan Payton for the Kojima Productions Report. I'm sitting outside the Ritz-Carlton where I just recorded a pre-TGS edition of the Kojima Productions Report with Shane Bettenhausen from EGM Magazine. Now, I thought I'd kick off the show with a little bit of a spoiler warning. Now, if you had listened to this program last week, you know that there's some spoilers in the new MGS4 trailer that we're going to be uploading to the net tomorrow for all the press sites to pick up. It's going to be early, around 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, Thursday, Tokyo time. And on the program today with Shane and I, this is just kind of a warning I wanted to give you that it's more of a spoiler-filled trailer. So we're going to be talking about the contents of the trailer. So if you want to wait until tomorrow and see the trailer rather than hearing about what's in it, probably best to turn off this podcast and go listen to some of the other great podcasts we have out there. So here, you've been forewarned, and without further ado, let's go to the talk that Shane and I just had here in Tokyo Midtown. All right, this is the Kojima Productions Report, pre-TGS edition, September 19th, on the eve of TGS, with Shane Bettenhausen from EGM Magazine.
Glad to be back.
So this is kind of like a Zip Davis party here. Last week we had Mark McDonald from Game Videos, and now we have Shane joining me on the program.
Well, Mark and I are probably the biggest Metal Gear fans at the company, so it's only fitting that we're on your podcast.
That's funny because Brian Interhart told me something different.
Yeah, he's totally a poser. I mean, like, he's not here, is he?
No, he's not.
He's on his honeymoon. He chose honeymoon over Metal Gear. His priorities out of whack.
But rumor has it that he was actually kind of considering delaying the wedding because Metal Gear 4 was originally slated to be coming out around this time.
Yeah, but then when it got delayed, he went forward with the wedding. So
priorities. So yeah, last week Mark McDonald, he came on the show and we talked about we're gonna have a playable at TGS, and we talked about how we're gonna be showing a trailer at TGS, a brand new trailer, spoiler-filled trailer.
Yeah. And
we premiered that to all the press today at the Konami press conference here in Tokyo Midtown. So Shane Bettenhausen, we're seriously fresh right after the conference. I mean, literally 10 minutes haven't passed since it wrapped up. So what's the fresh impressions? I even asked you on the way to the garden.
Yeah, I think that I was pretty happy with the trailer. It was shorter than I wanted it to be, and it was really a lot of fast cuts, and there's a lot to think about, such as Little Gray. Like that alone, when I saw the picture of the monkey wearing the diaper, I mean, that just makes me reassess the entire Metal Gear universe.
That's funny because I thought that was our ticket to winning the next gen war. Is a monkey in a diaper.
Yeah, but why is he in the diaper? Why is he helping out, our heroes? Like, what is that about?
Well, let's take a few steps back. We premiered a number of new characters in the trailer.
Yeah, he's the most memorable one, I think.
We also have Drebin, who his voice premiered in the GC trailer.
Right.
He was the one kind of narrating, talking about how war transforms us. And he's a new character, and
he's an arms dealer, right?
He launders guns. He's an arms wholesaler, and his buddy is Little Gray, that little monkey. And actually, it's something we gave you. I think we gave you the Kojima Productions TGS pamphlet.
Right.
And in there, that whole pamphlet's
awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah. 50 pages long. It's all in Japanese. So I actually had the pamphlet translated, and we printed it out and put it in your press kit. I don't know if you've had a chance to go through all 25 pages of text, but in there, there's an interview with Kojima, and where he reveals that originally Drebin was kind of a dull character, and they kept working on him. And one idea was to give him a sidekick. And here the monkey comes along, and they kept just messing around with this monkey character, and soon he became kind of more of an integral part of the story.
Wow.
So he's kind of like a little bit of comic relief, but he's not going to be like a Jar Jar Binks or whatever that's going to break the game. So.
Well, the other new character you premiered was Sunny, who is Olga's daughter, and we all kind of guessed that Olga's daughter was going to be in this game 3 years ago.
Right, exactly when we showed Raiden holding that baby, right? With the first.
But she's not a baby. I mean, she's looks to be maybe 8, 9 years old, and she looks like Olga. And reading the pamphlet, she was taken by the Patriots, and she was raised by the Patriots.
Right.
So presumably they rescue her during the course of the game, and she's with you. Yeah,
there's a lot of backstory. We still are not even going to fill in for the whole game of MGS4, but definitely we give some background. How HIDECHAN becomes kind of like a caretaker for her, and he's looking out for her, and then she has some
is that a good idea to have HIDECHAN looking after a young girl? I don't know about that.
That's a really good question.
That's a little shady, I think.
But HIDECHAN grows up a lot in MGS4, and you can see
he seems a lot more mature.
Yeah, he's more mature, and this is kind of like he's becoming more of a man, I guess, in the game. So, and that's part of that is taking care of this little girl that she doesn't have her mom,
right?
And she's stuck with Snake, who obviously isn't a very good fatherly figure.
No.
And so compared to compared to the two, I think Otacon.
But it looked like Naomi Campbell was kind of like mothering her, you know, a little bit.
Yeah, so I mean, she's with that group with Campbell, with Naomi, with Snake, and with Otacon, and that's kind of like the core group in the game.
Right.
And it was a long time coming, but we finally revealed these characters, which we've been holding back for literally years.
Yeah. Like
Sunny, for example, and Drebin. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Drebin. He kind of reminds me of like Zach from DOA and or you know, he's a fucking basketball player. Rodman, Dennis Rodman. He looks like Dennis Rodman.
Oh, the hair, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
he's cool. He's a
cool.
smooth character, and the voice actor who's playing him is named Ryan Payton. Who, by the way, was the first time.
Are you related?
Yeah, well, actually, he's a black guy, but that doesn't, you know.
He's your black brother.
Yeah, exactly. So this is actually the first time in my life that I met somebody with the last name Payton.
Yeah.
So we got this connection going.
Wow.
And he, you know, we record a lot of lines with him, and towards the end, he was really getting to the character. So you could see him progress as a character, not only in the game, but as a voice actor. As a voice performance too. So
there were more big reveals, including the Haven soldiers, which are they female?
Yes.
Yeah, because so they show these new crazy slow motion assassin type characters that are all hot chicks,
right?
Presumably. Yeah.
I'm really glad that we got the Haven troopers in the trailer because this happened like 4 months ago, and the hardcore of the hardcore realized this when they went to IMDb for MGS4. They noticed that one of our voice actors revealed that she was playing a soldier, and usually it doesn't matter. Like, you know, if you're doing SOCOM or whatever, people would assume that you're doing a soldier. So I think her agent registered her as Haven soldier. That's like, you know, Haven is actually a really big,
right?
Big
Outer
spoiler,
Haven,
yeah. In the game.
So those are Liquid's like elite troops, then presumably.
Yeah. Well, obviously, yeah. Liquid is controlling a company called Outer Heaven, which is a mother company of all the PMCs. So that's how they're kind of.
So what's Praying Mantis? Is that a different PMC?
Praying Mantis is one of a number of PMCs in the game, and that one is based in the UK, and that's the PMC.
Are they the people who control Beauty and the Beast then? Or no?
Not really.
No, not really.
And so there's a number of PMCs depending on what area you're in the game. So tomorrow with the playable demo, you're going to be in an area where that's going to be under PMC control, where the Praying Mantis control. So you're not going to see other Praying Mantis that we'll be really revealing later. So they have different outfits. They're from different parts of the world. And we just recorded this literally weeks ago, just a narration that like propaganda that like the Praying Mantis PMC is going to be blaring when you're in the stage. And it's in Japanese right now, but when you play the English version.
It's funny, today watching the news,
eerie.
I was thinking about MGS4 being ripped from the headlines as people kept up with this Blackwater, this private group private protection group in Iraq that's killed a bunch of civilians. It's very controversial. And I was like, wow, that's Metal Gear Solid 4 right there. It's like, you know, it's happening right now.
Well, we've been watching it for a while now. It's just not only Iraq, but in Afghanistan, Rwanda, you know, PMCs and like these literally private military companies have been involved in those.
Right, and it's like the jurisdiction, like how do you control them? Like how do they go too far? And
exactly. So I mean,
right now.
Yeah, it is, and it's kind of refreshing to work on it because we've been kind of working on, like for example, in MGS3 where it's about communism, but it's kind of like comic book style communism.
Right.
You know, we don't want to get too deep in it, but this time I think we're talking about some real world stuff.
Yeah, the morality is kind of there's a lot of gray areas.
So overall, the impression's good.
Yeah, like I'm really happy with it. I think I was really happy with Meryl's hair. It looks better.
Yes, it looks better.
Meryl's hair definitely looks better. And, you know, I was happy to see Olga's kid showing up. I like MGS2, and I want that story. I want the MGS2 story to be completely resolved here, and I have a feeling it might be, actually. And the coolest thing in the trailer was Snake in Metal Gear Rex fighting Liquid in Metal Gear Ray, which is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I was like, well, you didn't bring...
Like that the fact that is ridiculous.
And that's what I was referring to really about the spoilers.
Right. That is ridiculous. That has to be the end of the game, too. Like, yeah. I'm kind of surprised you showed me that.
So
everyone that.
So just for people, you know, I'm be putting this up tonight, so people haven't even seen the trailer yet. So Metal Gear Ray
comes up out of the ocean,
with Liquid Ocelot as a pilot of it.
Right.
And then the camera pans over to who he's facing, and that's Metal Gear Rex with Snake piloting that, and then
that's it.
That's how we kind of wrap it.
I mean, another cool scene earlier on is what are the little Metal Gears with 2 legs called? What are those called? Do we know?
The Metal Gears with 2 legs.
Yeah, the little like guys jump around and
the gecko.
Yeah, the geckos.
Yeah, right.
So there's like a bunch of geckos, and then someone's driving this big like armored troop carrier.
Yeah, Striker.
And like running into them and like destroying buildings, like taking out supports on buildings, and like it seems like it's probably a scripted sequence. But the idea of maybe you'd be able to control that, maybe you actually get to drive this thing.
Well, that's the Striker. That's Drebin's Striker. So he's controlling that in that.
That's why the monkey's
scene.
always hanging out on top of it.
Yeah, he loves that striker. And also, MGS4 was the only trailer that we premiered. Was
Metal Gear Online.
Metal Gear Online,
a much longer trailer than I expected.
Yeah,
too.
it's long, and we try to take our time with it to explain like how this is different from other online versions of single player games. You know what I mean? And we're trying to set this apart from it being Metal Gear Solid 4, but you're inviting a bunch of other people into like the same arena that you're using in the single player mode. So it started off with the guy looking for his unit, and then linking up and being able to share information.
Yeah, like the linking up, like the way that's shown on screen is kind of weird. I was like, what's happening? It's definitely not what I'm used to seeing in a multiplayer online game in terms of the interface. But the graphics were amazing, and you showed a lot of environments I hadn't seen before that I haven't seen in MGS4. So that was cool.
Yeah, we have totally new environments that won't make it in MGS4. They're just made especially for MGO. And like one of the parts that maybe didn't come through because we showed it in Japanese, but the English trailer will be up tomorrow. Is one guy's team member. He's linked up to one of his team members, and he gets caught. He gets stuck with one of the dirty magazines, right? And so you can see the other guy getting pissed off because, and he says a masaka in Japanese. It's like unbelievable. He's not very happy that his teammate, who he's linked up with and he's depending on, is getting caught with that. So there really is that you have to like kind of coordinate and let everybody know what's going on.
And you also showed Snake in that game, and like it seems that he has his abilities from MGS4. He has the Metal Gear Mark II.
Right.
He's rolling around in the barrel. He's using Octo Camo, and that makes it seem like that's an unfair advantage if you were playing as Snake.
Totally. And we obviously have that in mind. And he's also not the only unique character that you can expect to make an appearance from MGS4 into MGO.
Well, I have a question for you since you're here. You probably won't answer it, but like Kojima announced that MGS4 will come with Metal Gear Online trial version or starter pack. And can you say what exactly that entails?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we wanted to give. There was kind of some confusion, and we really didn't decide this until a week ago because up until now, the way this has worked is the games have been totally separate. There are two different teams within Kojima Productions making these two games. Of course, we're sharing technology and all these things, but the idea was to have Metal Gear Online come out first, and then Metal Gear Solid 4 come out like 6 months later or something like that. And that was the original plan. And that would have been cool. I don't think people would have been upset thinking that we're double dipping.
Right.
But obviously, schedules have changed. Online got delayed a little bit. Obviously, 4 got delayed a little bit. And now it's getting close to the time where it seems like, obviously, Halo and especially with like the orange box with Half-Life.
Right.
When
value-added content.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, they're coming out at $60 with online and single-player mode. And so we started really feeling the pressure that people are going to think that if we put out two different titles around the same time, one online, one single player, going to think that we're double dipping.
And you could be cannibalizing your own market too.
There's that as well. But so we're not going to be giving away the whole Metal Gear Online experience, the whole title with MGS4, but there will be a starter pack.
So future updates will be like downloadable content.
Yeah, you'll be able to download.
I think that's a good method actually of doing it. Yeah, if you're into it, then you can buy all you want. If you're not going to play it, you're not spending all the money on it. Right.
I mean, obviously, if we don't have to worry about the dollars and cents, we'd want to put the whole online game and pack them in separate, both together in the same package, sell for $60 or something like that. But it really doesn't make sense with our dollars and cents because we have been from the very beginning thinking of this game as a separate title that we're going to sell at $40 or $50. And it's been tough because we don't want to make any sacrifices, but then again, we don't want the consumer to be pissed off. So
yeah, I'm stoked about playing it. I think it looks a lot better than I thought it would. It looks really fun. And 6 versus 6 right now. Is that the final count, or might go up? All right.
But it says a lot, that we thought of this as a separate product a long time ago, that we have a lot of confidence in it. And I think people are going to dig it. And I have a feeling there's going to be people who don't like MGS4, like your boss, maybe Dan Shu, who doesn't really like the story of Metal Gear, that he could really get into MGO. And there's going to be probably vice versa as well.
Wow. It's a lot to take in. And then like the announcement of the graphic novel 2 having the full graphic novel 1 in it with voices. I can only pray this comes to America, but I realize that's a big localization job that might not be worth it, but I think the fans will hope and pray.
Yeah, definitely. I'm praying too.
Yeah.
And we also have the new trailer for Portable Ops Plus. Well, not really new. It was like the Japanese version of it.
The final. It comes out tomorrow.
It comes out tomorrow,
alongside the PSP 2000, as they're calling it.
Exactly. I don't know why they're doing that. It would be cool if they had like a real name for it.
2000 was like 7 years ago, so it doesn't sound that futuristic anymore to be like PSP 2000.
If it was 3000, maybe.
Yeah.
But so we have Plus coming out. I don't know if you saw the news, but Famitsu gave it a platinum review score.
Oh, awesome.
So 9998. And that came out last week, I think, that review score. So platinum review score for Plus, we had a lot of big expectations for that in Japan.
Yeah.
And we're still waiting on releasing like announcing the release date for that title later on, for the United States and for Europe. So,
but wow, yeah,
lots of stuff to take in.
Everything
man.
Metal Gear. You guys have had an early strike here, and it's gonna be hard for anyone to steal your thunder. I don't know. It's pretty exciting.
I don't know. I mean, there's lots of stuff coming out that we'll be able to check out tomorrow, right? I mean,
yeah.
Can you give listeners any previews at what you're looking forward to at TGS? Or?
Well, Square Enix has some announcements that are exciting, but nothing playable. I mean, like what you guys, like if you have is 2 playable games that are really cool. Square Enix has some stuff. Capcom, I don't think they have any announcements that big here. They're kind of saving their announcements for next month.
Mm-hmm.
Really, outside of Metal Gear and Square Enix and Sony, I'm excited to play White Knight Chronicle, the level 5 RPG. That looks really good. Gran Turismo 5 prologue playable. But yeah, there's not much on the Microsoft front that like Lost Odyssey is not playable at the show floor.
Which is really surprising.
Very surprising. And Nintendo, since they're not here as in a first party, you're kind of stuck with third-party Wii games, which slim pickings again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is kind of Metal Gear and Sony and Square's show.
Well, if you're coming out to TGS, I think we'll have enough units for you to play MGS4.
How long do you think the line is going to be on public day to play MGS4?
It's going to be insane.
I'm saying 3 hours.
3 hours? Well, I mean, how many units do you assume we're going to have on there?
I say you have 16 units.
48.
Wow,
yeah.
That's a huge amount for TGS, because like a lot of times even a really big game will have like 4.
Yeah,
that's huge.
That's huge, and Sony's got a lot of confidence in the title.
Is it in your booth or in Sony's booth or in both?
In our booth we have 40. Sony booth is going to have 8.
Wow,
including a couple units that might surprise you.
What?
I'll just leave it at that.
Oh God.
And I'll be there on the Saturday at Sony booth, making sure everything's going smooth. But yeah, we have 48 units, and it's gonna be closed off. At least in the Konami booth, when there's gonna be like a line going in there.
Right.
We're gonna herd all the people into the briefing room, and then from there, after they go through this briefing about the controls and things like that, because the controls have really changed from MGS3 to MGS4. So giving a brief rundown on that, and then they're ushered into another room that's walled off, and then everybody can play for about 15-20 minutes.
Sounds like an amusement park ride.
It's going to be crazy, and there's gonna have some kind of, I haven't seen the presentation yet, but there's some kind of crazy military guy that's going to be doing this briefing.
Nice.
And it's going to do it military style, like you hit the aim button and then you hit the action button. You got it, soldier.
Cussing out Japanese kids, be like,
exactly.
Try harder. Man.
So, and you're going to be checking out the playable demo tomorrow morning.
Yeah, in mere hours. I might not even sleep.
Yeah, well,
I might just stay up all night because I'm so excited to play it.
Yeah, well, you have a morning appointment, and I'll be there to be explaining, how the game has changed and how to control.
Are you worried how people are going to react to it?
I was a week ago,
but not anymore.
Not anymore, because we've been tweaking the game so much that it feels really good right now, and I'm just kind of worried that we're going to run out of time, because I can go on and on and on about how this is changing the game. I mean, obviously, I just want you to pick up the controller and play it and experience it for yourself. But in that amount of time, it's gonna be hard for you to find all the different moves you can use. And I've got actually a kind of a quick rundown. I don't know if you have time to do it, or do you have to go?
You got
another event.
I think I do kind of have to go.
Okay.
But maybe we'll have you on our podcast this week to talk more about this. That would be awesome.
That'd be fun.
So, but yeah, thanks for having me, man, and I can't wait to see it in the morning.
Yeah, well, thanks for taking the time. I know you got another appointment to run to.
Awesome.
Thanks
for having me.
See you, man.